name is Rodreshia Russaw Glasgow. I am the Executive Director of the Ordinary People Society, formerly and nationally known as TOPS. Wow, that's a great question. I mean, I think that this film is one of the highlights of Alabama, and it should be one of the highlights of Alabama because it's telling the true story of folks that are inside, that are living in cages, who have hopes of one day being out, who are being treated inhumane every single day. And, you know, we have to shine a light on what's going on. And so the lens is what we need to be focused on, is how do we see incarceration through a new lens? It is another modern day slavery. You know, we talk about lynching. We also, you know, fail to realize that those that are locked up for draconian laws, such as low-level drug crimes, are still in prison for a lifetime under the Habitual Offender Act here in Alabama. And so, you know, it's gonna be sort of like an oxymoron. I see this film bringing hope, but also there's still despair and hopelessness for people that are living inside. And so I'm hoping that people will gravitate to know that these are your sisters, these are your brothers. This might be somebody in the future in your family down the pipeline who may be incarcerated, and nobody is exempt from incarceration. I hope this really sparks a real conversation. I think that we have done a good job as a state, being such a conservative state, hiding the truth. And right now it's time to be real about what's really happening. That people inside are not coming home. Some of them are not returning home, and they're returning home in a casket. Even in the last couple years, we know that in Alabama, there were organs that were missing from bodies that was unexplainable. And so, you know, we have to understand that we want people to realize that folks are not making it to the lack of health care inside, from the violence inside, from depression. And so, you know, we want the people in Alabama to hear the truth and understand that this is not just happening here in the state of Alabama. It's happening all over the country. We're just living in such a conservative state that that pretty much does what they want to do. And unfortunately, that the Alabama Department of Corrections is not being held accountable. ADOC should be held accountable even on the investigations that they've had for the federal government. Safety means that community leaders, and I'm going to speak directly to the churches, should be providing safety. Long time ago, it was that people ran to the church for everything. They ran for if they had a light bill problem, if they had a family problem, if they had social problems, problems in school, or their kids in school. Nowadays, people aren't running back to the church, and so we're back in like a process where faith-based organizations need to come together and provide supportive services. The New Bottom Line campaign is a campaign that we've been running in our organization, and it is a mix of key holders, legislators, and the faith community coming together to change this shift to end incarceration. And we should be the ones on the front line petitioning our legislators, letting them know that pardon and parole should be happening on a continuous basis. It's no reason for people that have served triple of their life sentence because of one infraction of being incarcerated should serve no more than the max sentence that's already given. Yeah, so we have been doing wonderful work. I think our founder, Pastor Kenneth Glasgow, who actually founded the organization, and it's not an easy job. And our work around criminal justice involves several things. It involves changing policies and laws and draconian laws, such as the moral turpitude that allow people to vote while incarcerated, giving them their rights to vote, which is giving them back their voice. Another thing is the direct service component. When people come home from prison, they need to be welcomed. Some of them have lost their parents, they have lost their children while they were gone. Some of them are coming back to the streets, and 75% of people that go into prison and jail that are homeless prior to are going to return back to homelessness. And so at our soup kitchen, we feed feed. We allow them to have hot showers, and spiritual counseling is one of the center focuses. And the last thing I would say is, our organizing and mobilizing work that we do, our advocacy work. We have Sandy Ray, Robert Earl Council, known as Kinetic Justice. He has been working on the inside with the Free Alabama movement, along with Melvin Ray, and Pastor Glasgow helped on the outside so that their voices can be heard through our organization. And that just shows our deep advocacy efforts. We are committed to Dothan, and we're committed to the state of Alabama. Even though we're just only headquartered in Dothan, we want to make sure that everybody inside these prisons are being supported across the states. I say that once this film has aired to some of its, I would say its highest peak, we have to remember that there's still families we have to tend to. There's a lot of trauma just even seeing the film and understanding that these are the people that they love that are being highlighted. And so I think there has to be a real healing piece to this that needs to come from the community at large to wrap their arms around the family that's involved in this film, also around other directly impacted individuals and families, and also there has to be resources to connect people to, because we just don't know the impact yet. We're yet to see the impact of what this film is going to do. So we are prepping and getting ready for all that's needed to support also those that are inside, because we know that when they did the prison strike, they encountered so much from the prison guards, and we want to make sure that we are holding our legislator accountable to keep them safe while their steroids are being told by advocates such as us. What gives me hope is that I've experienced incarceration firsthand through my loved one, and what gives me hope is that he returned home. And what gives me hope is that I know that your loved one can return home. We have to keep fighting. Just because you have a life sentence doesn't mean that you cannot get out. And I want the world to know that there are people that still love you if you're Cajun. And I'm talking to the people that are inside right now. We still love you. We are waiting on you. We are anticipating your arrival. And we will fight to the death, and we will fight to the last drop until you have been served justly in your lifetime to return back to your family as well.